After seeing Siren, Ferit tells Dyer that he needs to disconnect urgently. Dyer asks the driver to drive faster. And Ferit asks Siren why she came. Siren says that the details are not visible in the photo he sent her and she came for the original. Ferit says that he does not believe in it and asks to tell it as it is. "Don't marry Dyer," Siren told Ferit. And Ferit asks why did she marry Sinan after coming to Istanbul. Siren again asks Ferit not to marry because of her. And Ferit replies that she has nothing to do with it. Siren asks to feel sorry for the girl. At this time, Dyer came up to the workshop. Next, Mimo comes and greets Dyer. Upon entering, Dyer offers Ferit a hug as always when meeting. Ferit says that Siren came to get the sketches and is already leaving. "See you later," Siren said. Ferit explains to Dyer that it was Siren who said so by the way. Tazel has been watching Siren all this time. Dyer throws Ferit a tantrum about Siren's arrival at the workshop. Having calmed down, she suggests Ferit to find an assistant to transfer the sketches and informs him that she and her grandfather will come to the mansion in the evening to get acquainted. Ferit is distraught by the events taking place. Evening is coming, work in the kitchen is in full swing, preparations are underway to receive guests. The hungry Kazım. He calls his aunt as greedy as callous. He calls her and asks her to bring him at least something. And Tadiç asks what they will do now with Abidin, who will not stop. Kazım promises his aunt that he will settle everything. Gülcan also came to the mansion for dinner that evening to meet the parents of her future daughter-in-law. Asad, feared with thoughts of Siren, also went downstairs. After seeing his son, Gülcan asked him if he has settled the matter with Siren. Ferit replies that he does not even know how to settle this, since he barely persuaded and now he is ashamed. "Is it just out of shame?" Gülcan asked. Ferit answered her altogether. Ferit went on to say that he did not trust Siren's husband at all. Ferit says she will go crazy if he does anything to her. Gülcan tells Ferit that Siren has a different life and a husband now. Back at home, Abidin tells Suna about his parents and shows him the photo Shefki gave him. Shefki also said that his mom and dad died because of Kalis Korkan. His father was the illegitimate child of Kalis Korkan's father, and he had no rights to anything. When he claimed the inheritance, it became a problem for Kalis. Further, there was allegedly a problem with the car, but it is not known who set it up. Suna asked how Shefki knew all this. Abidin replied that Shefki was his uncle. Ayla asked Siren to be careful in shopping malls, as there are a lot of journalists there, and no matter how she meets her ex-husband. Suddenly, Siren called Suna and asked to meet urgently. Siren suggests that Suna come, and meanwhile Kazıl calls his brother to the kitchen and tells him that Siren went to Ferit Korhan's workshop today. San asks Hazal to give him the address of the workshop. Returning to the table, Siren tells what awaits his sister. "It hasn't even been a couple of hours since you saw each other," Senan noticed. Meanwhile, Dyer's relatives came to the Korhans with hazelnuts, knowing that they love pistachios. Grandfather Dyer did not let Ferit kiss his hand. Getting acquainted, Ilya sees that Ferit has a big family. Grandpa Dyer is surprised that his pregnant mistress and ex-wife live in the same house. Guljan explains to him that she has her own house and she only came for dinner. Next, the grandfather finds out that Ferit lives in the same house with his ex-wife's aunt. Ferit explains that Hades, his grandfather's wife. I was also surprised by a fakat who remained in this family after her husband left. Finally, everyone is going to sit down at the table. Nurten arrived at the mansion. When she saw a hungry Kazim in the bushes, she mistook him for a thief and screamed. Everyone came out of the house to the noise. Hatuch tells Nurten that this is her nephew. And Ferit introduced his former dad to Ilyas. Upon learning that Ferit is getting married, Kazim tells Ilyas that he vouches for this guy and has never met anyone like him in his life. Kazim tells how polite Ferit is and how he respects his elders. He asks them to pick him up and says that he will suit them. And Ifakat demands an explanation from Katuch about Kazim. She says that this is her nephew and will live in the mansion in the same way as her niece lives now. Kozim claims that this is his daughter's house and he is going to expel Ifakat from here. Hearing that Ferit lives in the house of his ex-wife Ilya is even more surprised. He calls everything a disgrace and tells his ladies to take their bags and leave here. Dyer gives Ferit the ring and says he will put it on when he talks to Siren. After stopping the car, Ferit says to Ilyas that he can't do anything with his family, and anyway, tomorrow he will come to ask for Dyer's hand in marriage. Next, Ferit asks his family to prepare for tomorrow. Nurten, looking at the battle, laments that their turn will not come.